Oh, welcome back. So, I'd like us to jog our memory. In what different ways can people be intelligent? Well, we found the words are kind of matched up there. So, what I want us to take a little time to do now is to find out okay, what do I remember from reading last week or the day before? So, I'd like you to take about a little less than 30 seconds and to find anything that you see that you remember reading about. For instance, we started reading Flowers for Algernon. Maybe you remember what type of animal Algernon is. Maybe you see the word for that, or maybe you just see the name Algernon and you can highlight it. I don't want to highlight it that. I want to highlight it that sort of fleshy pink. There we are. That's better. All right. What else do you see? Take 30 seconds to find it now. Nice work. So we left off at paragraph 18. Here's paragraph 9, halfway there. Okay. So now we got paragraph 18. So we're going to pick it up on this page. If you didn't know, this is Charlie here. He plays Charlie in the movie. Maybe we'll take a look at a little bit of today. All right. And you can see that he's kind of on his way somewhere, and he's got a lucky rabbit's foot that he's looking at. We've also got some questions you might be asking. Where is he going on that bus? And while we go along, we're thinking about points of view. How does he develop points of view, first person point of view? And you see that word I. So we got a check mark we can put next to that. And we're going to drag our question mark along to see what we might have a question about later. Let's get started. Paragraph 18. He said, Dr. Niemer, I know Charlie is not what you had in mind as the first of your new breed of intellect, couldn't get the word, Superman. But most people of his low ment are host and unquote, and they are usually dull, apathetic, and hard to reach. He has a good nature. He's interested and eager to please. Dr. Niemer said, remember, he will be the first human being ever to have his intelligence tripled by surgical means. Dr. Strauss said, exactly. Look at how well he's learned to read and write for his low mental age. It's as great an achievement as you and I learning Einstein's theory of relativity without help. That shows the intense motivation. It's comparatively a tremendous achievement, I say. We use Charlie. I didn't get all the words. They were talking too fast, but it sounded like Dr. Strauss was on my side and like the other one was not. Then Dr. Niemer nodded and he said, all right, maybe you're right. We will use Charlie. When he said that, I got so excited I jumped up and shook his hand for being so good to me. I told him, thank you, Doc. You won't be sorry for giving me a second chance. And I mean it like I told him. After the operation, I'm going to try and be smart. I'm going to try awful hard. In Flowers for Algernon, why do the doctors use Charlie in their experiment? They see that he is bonded with Algernon. Well, let's break down the question first. Let's get our mustard green. Why do the doctors use Charlie? So we're looking for doctors. The reason is why, right? Why do the doctors use Charlie in their experiment? Well, they just kind of went over it right now, right? Did they see that he bonded with Algernon? I don't remember that part, so I'm going to put an X through it. They believe he is motivated to try and learn. I'm not sure. They know he can get a better job if his skills improve. I don't remember them talking about that once. They realize he is the only person who is willing to participate. Well, that certainly didn't sound right either, so I'm going to cross that one out, which only leaves one answer. Ayo. The answer is letter B. Progress Report 5, March 10th. I'm scared. My dude, you should be. You're getting brain surgery. Look right there, right? Yeah, lots of people who work here and the nurses and the people who gave me the test came to bring me candy and wish me luck. I hope I have luck. I got my rabbit's foot and my lucky penny and my horseshoe. Only a black cat crossed me when I was coming to the hospital. Dr. Strauss says, don't be superstitious, Charlie. This is science. Anyway, I'm keeping my rabbit's foot with me. Paragraph 24. I asked Dr. Strauss if I'll beat Algernon in the race after the operation, and he said maybe. If the operation works, I'll show that mouse I can be as smart as he is. Maybe smarter. Then I'll be able to read better and spell the words good and know lots of things and be like other people. I want to be smart like other people. If it works permanent, they will make everybody smart all over the world. I'd like you to take a moment and drag this question mark to a part that you've got a question about. Please take a moment right now and drag the question mark to a part that you have a question about in paragraphs 23 and 24. Go ahead now. All right. They didn't give me anything to eat this morning. I don't know what the eating has to do with getting smart. I'm very hungry, and Dr. Niemer took away my box of candy. That Dr. Niemer is a grouch. Dr. Strauss says I can have it back after the operation. You can't eat before an operation. If you don't know why, you should drag a question mark there. Mr. Surface, can you tell him the disgusting reason why you can't? Go ahead. All right. Progress Report 6, March 15th. The operation didn't hurt. He did it while I was sleeping. They took off the bandages from my eyes and my head today so I can make a progress report. Dr. Niemer, who looked at some of my other ones, says I spelled progress wrong, and he told me how to spell it and report too. I got to try and remember that. I have a very bad memory for spelling. Dr. Strauss says it's okay to tell about all the things that happened to me, but he says I should tell more about what I feel and what I think. And when I told him I don't know what to think, and he said try, and all the time when the bandages were on my eyes, I tried to think. Nothing happened. I don't know what to think about. Maybe if I ask him, he'll tell me how I can think now that I'm supposed to get smart. What do smart people think about? Fancy things, I suppose. I wish I knew some fancy things already. Progress Report 7, March 19th. Nothing is happening. I had lots of tests and different kinds of races with Algernon. I hate that mouse. He always beats me. Dr. Strauss says I gotta play those games, and he said sometime I gotta take those tests over again. These ink blots are stupid, and those pictures are stupid too. And I like to draw a picture of a man and a woman, but I won't make up lies about people. I got a headache from trying to think so much. I thought Dr. Strauss was my friend, but he don't help me. He don't tell me what to think or when I'll get smart. Miss Kinney didn't come to see me. I think writing these progress reports are stupid too. Progress Report 8, March 23rd. I'm going back to work at the factory. They said it was better I should go back to work, but I can't tell anyone what the operation was for, and I have to come to the hospital for an hour every night after work. They're going to pay me money every month for learning to be smart. I'm glad I'm going back to work because I miss my job and all my friends and all the fun we have there. Dr. Strauss says I should keep writing things down, but I don't have to do it every day, just when I think of something or something special happens. He says, don't get discouraged because it takes time and it happens slow. He says it took a long time with Algernon before he got 3 times smarter than he was before. Well, that's why Algernon beats me all the time, because he had that operation too. That makes me feel better. I could probably do that amazed faster than a regular mouse. Maybe someday I'll beat Algernon. Boy, that would be something. So far, Algernon looks like he might be smart permanent. Please take a moment, and I'd like you to line up a question mark, and I'd like you to find part of the page that you have a question about. Take the time to do that now. Nice work. Now I'd like you to find a part that seems important. What part of this page seems important, either to the plot, to the characters, to the biggest conflict in the story about trying to get smart, right? Go ahead and take a moment and find a place for this light bulb. All right. March 25th. I don't have to write progress report on top anymore, just I hand it in once a week for Dr. Niemer to read. I just have to put the date on. That saves time. We had a lot of fun at the factory today. Joe Carp said, hey, look where Charlie had his operation. What they do, Charlie? Put some brains in? I was going to tell him, but I remembered Dr. Strauss said no. Then Frank Riley said, hey, what you do, Charlie? Forget your key and open your door the hard way? That made me laugh. They're really my friends, and they like me. Slide 36, paragraph 35. Sometimes somebody will say, hey, look at Joe or Frank or George. He really pulled a Charlie Gordon. I don't know why they say that, but they always laugh. This morning, Amos Borg, who is a foreman at Donegan's, used my name when he shouted at Ernie, the office boy. Ernie lost a package. He said, Ernie, what are you trying to be? You're Charlie Gordon? I don't understand why he said that. I never lost any packages. Can you take a moment, please? And I'd like you to make a connection. I'd like you to make a connection using this magnifying glass, this blue magnifying glass, and this blue magnifying glass here. Go ahead and take a moment to make a connection in paragraph 35, please. All right. March 28th. Dr. Strauss came to my room tonight to see why I didn't come in like I was supposed to. I told him I don't like to race with Algernon anymore. He said I don't have to for a while, but I should come in. He had a present for me, only it wasn't a present, but just for Lent. I thought it was a little television, but it wasn't. He said I got to turn it on when I'm asleep. I said, you're kidding. Why should I turn it on when I'm going to sleep? Who ever heard of a thing like that? But he said, if I want to get smart, I got to do what he says. I told him I didn't think I was going to get smart, and he's put his hand on my shoulder and said, Charlie, you don't know it yet, but you're getting smarter all the time. You won't notice for a while. I think he was just being nice to me, make me feel good because I don't look any smarter. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Miss Kinnian, I asked him when I can go back to class at Miss Kinnian's school. He said, I won't go there. He said that soon Miss Kinnian will come to the hospital and start and teach me special. I was mad at her for not coming to see me when I got the operation, but I like her so much, and maybe we'll be friends again. That crazy TV kept me up all night. How can I sleep with something yelling crazy things all night in my ears? And the nutty pictures, wow. I don't know what it says when I'm up, so how am I going to know when I'm sleeping? Dr. Strauss says, it's okay. He says my brains are learning when I sleep, and that will help me when Miss Kinnian starts my lessons in the hospital. Only I found out it isn't a hospital, it's a laboratory. I think it's all crazy. If you can get smart when you're sleeping, why do people go to school? The thing I don't think will work. I used to watch The Late Show and The Late Late Show on TV all the time, and it never made me smart. Maybe you have to sleep while you watch it? Slide 39. Progress Report 9, April 3rd. Dr. Strauss showed me how to keep the TV turned so low I can sleep. I don't hear a thing, and I still don't understand what it says. A few times I played over in the morning to find out what I learned when I was sleeping, and I don't think so. Miss Kinnian says maybe it's another language or something, but most times it sounds American. It talks so fast, faster than even Miss Gold, who was my teacher in sixth grade. And I remember she talked so fast, I couldn't understand her. Paragraph 41. I told Dr. Strauss, what good is it to get smart in my sleep? I want to be smart when I'm awake. He says it's the same thing, and I have two minds. There's a subconscious and the conscious. Please put those magnifying glasses there. Go on. Go on. All right. That's how you spell it. And don't tell the other one what it's doing. They don't even talk to each other. That's why I dream. And boy, have I been having some crazy dreams. Wow. Ever since that night TV, the late show, I forgot to ask him if it was only me or if everybody had those two minds of the subconscious and conscious. I just looked up the word in the dictionary Dr. Strauss gave me. The word is subconscious, adjective, of the nature of mental operations, yet not present in consciousness as subconscious conflict desires. There's still more, but I still don't know what it means. This isn't a very good dictionary for dumb people like me. Anyway, the headache is from the party. My friends from the factory, Joe Carp and Frank Riley, invited me to go with them to Muggsy's Saloon for some drinks. I don't like to drink, but they said we will have lots of fun. I had a good time. Joe Carp says I should show the girls how I mop out the toilet in the factory, and he got me a mop. I showed them, and everybody laughed when I told them that Mr. Donegan said I was the best janitor he ever had because I like my job and do it good and never come late or miss a day, except for my operation. I said, Miss Kinnian always said, Miss Kinnian always said, Charlie, be proud of your job because you do it good. Well, everybody laughed and we had a good time, and they gave me lots of drinks. And Joe said, Charlie's a card when he's potted. I don't know what that means, but everybody likes me and we have fun. I can't wait to be smart like my best friends, Joe Carp and Frank Riley. I don't remember how the party was over, but I think I went out to buy a newspaper and coffee for Joe and Frank. When I came back, there was no one there. I looked for them all over till late. Then I don't remember so good, but I think I got sleepy or sick. A nice cop brought me back home. That's what my landlady, Mrs. Flynn, says. But I got a headache and a big lump on my head and black and blue all over. I think maybe I fell. Anyway, I got a bad headache and I'm sick and hurt all over. I don't think I'll drink anymore. April 6th. And we'll stop here. I beat Algernon. Whoa, what's that mean for our character?